All right, so I'd like to talk about this atheist scientist. His name is Harold Montgomery. Um, he mocked Christianity, thought that God was just a figment of the imagination, and he thought it was foolishness. One day he's going for a walk. Guess you could say he got a heart attack. He dies, goes to hell. Now, one thing that did push him away from God is that his grew up in a small town. His father was a village pastor, but he said his father was very heartless. And he was kind of like not preaching out of love. He was just preaching out of just strictness and, punishment and, like that. But anyway, so he goes to university, becomes a scientist. Once again, he just mocked God, right? Thought God was a figment of imagination. Anyway, he gets a heart attack. He goes to hell. And he thought, one thing I've noticed about everyone who goes to hell, they kind of say, is the darkness or the fire, all of that. But at first he sees the darkness, but he says is living. Hell is like a living place, and then he goes down further, sees, lava, rivers of lava and all that, and then just screams and whatnot, just nonstop. And then he sees Albert Einstein on a throne, but Albert Einstein, just like his hair is scorched in fire, looks in agony. Albert Einstein is crying, he's clutching his chest. With one hand, the other hand, you can see like a piece of paper with a bunch of complex formulas all burning and slipping out of his hand. And then Albert Einstein and him, they meet eye. They see each other eye to eye. They're looking at each other, and Albert Einstein's whispering something. It's just like he could feel it going through him. He could, it's echoing through him. And Albert Einstein was just like, look, my biggest regret was not acknowledging God. And yeah, because all these guys, this scientist, Albert Einstein, whatever, and he sees other scientists in hell too. Basically, they were worshiping knowledge. Albert Einstein told him, like, yeah, the idea that man's, intellect is God, is his greatest, regret, and not acknowledging God. And so, or something like that. Really, you just got to watch this for yourself, all right? And then he sees another scientist, and yeah, but you just got to watch it to know the whole detail. And yeah, they're all these scientists, they worship knowledge, right? But that's what led them to hell. They're not worshiping Jesus Christ. And that's one thing that leads a lot of people to hell. They're worshiping something else above God. In these cases, these scientists, they're worshiping their own knowledge themselves above God, right? And they don't even acknowledge God. They think, having faith in God is foolishness. Of course they're going to be in hell. And then he wakes up in an ambulance. A year later, he's on a trip, sees a man on a bench, but he felt like he knew the man. The man even knew the guy's name. Hey, Harold. And the man says some things to him, but like I said, you got to watch it yourself, okay? It's by second chances, all right? But anyway, what the man said to him on the bench changed his way of thinking, and goes home and he picks up the Bible. And so there you have it. Like I said, I recommend you watch it for yourself.